The sun rises over LA.
This is Los Angeles Radio Hour. Pandemic continues worldwide. In some places, residents are still in lockdown, while people in other cities gather at large events.
A man uses a Viewmaster.
Everything continues to be a bit uncertain. Stay safe out there.
Men lounge in a living room. A blond man plays a piano. A light-skinned guy with glasses takes out a record, then rests his chin on his hand. Slumped on a couch, a middle-aged white man plays with a slinky. He leans on a young black man, toying with a Rubik's Cube. The middle-aged guy sits up.
Hello?
Hey, is this Rex and Friends?
Yeah, it's me. It's Alan.
We need you to come down to the 2021 Media Access Awards.
Yeah, they want us to play?
Yes, suit up.
All right, I'll be there.
The group Rex and Friends perform in a 50s-style diner.
In the summertime,
6 men wear stylish black outfits.
outside,
Rex, the blonde lead singer, is blind.
no one there, and the valley's wide.
Coco, the black guitarist, is blind.
Comes a time,
He has shoulder-length dreadlocks and wears sunglasses.
we together run forever on the open road. You gotta go.
A young server with light brown skin and his hair in a pompadour serves plates of breakfast food and a milkshake.
In the winter time, when the day is long, you're halfway there, the field is bare and the fire is gone. Are you all alone? Are you feeling cold? Find your flame, call her name and hit the road. You gotta go.
The scene alternates between guitar soloists and a kaleidoscope view of their gleaming electric guitars. A neon sign on the wall reads, California Dreaming. A guitarist nods to the beat. Other band members sit on stools along the counter, waving their hands and playing air drums. The young black man Coco and another guitarist Michael sit in the diner a few feet apart. They both wear sunglasses. One holds out his fist.
Can I fist bump you, Michael? How far away are
They
you?
fist bump.
Welcome to the 2021 Media Access Awards.
Scenes flash, glamorous disabled people in front of a branded backdrop, film clips, and presenters on a stage. MAA, Media Access Awards, presented by Easter Seals. The host is a slender young white woman in a black dress with colorful flowers.
Please welcome your host for the evening, the star of Wonderstruck and A Quiet Place, Millicent Simmons.
Hello, everyone.
She signs an ASL.
That awesome group you just heard are called Rex and Friends, made up of musicians and singers who are autistic and blind. Aren't they amazing? Welcome to the 2021 Media Access Awards, presented by Easter Seals. I'm Millicent Simmons, and I'm an actor. Not a deaf actor, but an actor who happens to be deaf. My disability has nothing to do with my love of performing. It's just part of who I am. It's a terrible misconception that deaf people are all alike in the way we communicate. Some of us sign, some read lips, some have implants, but we all have dreams. As the world changes, hopefully we'll have many more opportunities to pursue them. Okay, down to business. Our first award of the evening is the Writers Guild of America Evan Summers Memorial Award, given to a writer who brings to life an authentic character or characters with a disability. here to present a very familiar face to TV viewers of the long-running CBS series, The Big Bang Theory. Please welcome Emmy and Golden Globe Award winner, Jim Parsons.
Several years ago, my husband and producing partner, Todd, introduced me to a book called I'm Special and Other Lies We Tell Ourselves. It was written by an author who was new to us at the time, Ryan O'Connell. Ryan's book is an unflinching account of what it was to grow up both gay and with cerebral palsy. And it is also by turns both poignant and hysterically funny. And by the time Todd and I were finished with the book, we knew that this was a piece of material that we wanted to try and take on as our first optioned material as a production company in the hopes of making it into a TV show. Well, luckily for us, Ryan said yes. And after a somewhat long and winding road, me, Todd, the material, and Ryan all ended up at Netflix. The show that Ryan created for Netflix was called Special, and you could tell from the first episode that several rules were going to be broken. Ryan holds nothing back. He is a fearless writer, he's a fearless performer, and the audience, the material resonated with them immediately. Special went on to be nominated for 4 Emmy Awards. It won a prestigious Writers Guild Award. And through the whole process, I just keep pinching myself. I am so fortunate to work with somebody like Ryan. And I can tell you from personal experience that he is just as joyful and funny and heartfelt in person as he comes across on camera. I will tell you this too, he is always coming up with more and more ideas for stories and shows that are in their own way all just as unique and entertaining as Special is. But for now, let's take a look at Special.
Ryan, a young white man, works at an office desk.
What are you doing here, Diva? I thought I fired you.
Not that I know of.
Oh, that was the other gay guy. I really need to stop getting the two of you confused.
Ryan dances at a club, then puts on Velcro shoes.
I have to admit, I actually thought I was done dealing with my CP, but it still trolls me all the time. Strangers come up to me at the gym and congratulate me simply for exercising.
It's super inspiring to see you give it your all, despite your limitations.
Ew. Inspiration porn.
Is that what that is?
His boss, a fashionable white woman.
What are you working on?
I'm actually kind of having a writer's block moment right now. I guess it's just true what they say, you know, it's harder to create when you're happy.
You're not happy. It's been 2 months since you spoke to your mother.
How do you know?
Samantha told me.
You don't see me, but I see you.
Text from the mind and heart of Ryan O'Connell, Ryan's mom.
It's been so quiet without Ryan here. What happened? We got into a fight. That's why it's time for me to think about what I want.
Smiling, Ryan poses with a petite man. The man kisses Ryan, who is surprised.
I want to have this actual life with you, but I can't because you already have it with someone else.
The petite man, dejected, walks away. Text, you only live once. In short clips, Ryan dances in a tiara. He hugs his friend, a woman with wavy black hair. Text, so make it special. Wheelchair users dance. A man dances with Ryan's mom.
You're a tough little lady, aren't you?
His friend.
I think you really just need to listen to your heart. And a little bit of your penis, but mostly your heart.
Animation. Stars fall onto an orange surface spelling out the title Special. A red letter N. Jim Parsons.
It is my honor to present the 2021 Writers Guild of America West Evan Summers Memorial Award to my friend, Ryan O'Connell.
A video of Ryan holding a glass award.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for the Writers Guild of America West Evan Summers Memorial Award. I always knew that if I put a gay disabled person on TV, people would just throw awards at me, and thank God I was right. But honestly, this one means a lot to me because it actually comes from the disabled community. And I had a lot of anxiety leading up to Special about being one of the first people to be able to speak for such a large swath of the population that's been criminally underrepresented. And I really wanted them to like it, and I really wanted them to see themselves in it because I just know how meaningful this show would have been to me growing up. I would have spent a lot less time at the I Hate Myself fair. So I was really, really delighted to have so much support and love from the disabled community. Now, Special was canceled. Sorry, it's true. I don't mean to drag. And there's really no clear successor. So as amazing as the show has been, and I think it maybe just like moved the needle a little bit, just like a little poke, there's still a long way to go. And it's not enough that, you know, disabled people are featured in shows from able-bodied creators. We live under the time of capitalism, and really the only way someone can accrue power is through money and opportunities, and you don't get money and opportunities through just being a consultant. We need to give disabled creators the keys to the castle to tell their own stories. Not only is it more authentic when we do that, but it actually gives them money and power. So I think in terms of, you know, the disabled community in Hollywood, the bar has been so low, it's basically underground, and now I just think it's on the ground. So strides have been made, but I think we still have a lot of work to do in terms of being recognized. And I would like to say that Special might be over, but this is just the tip of the fun, flirty, disabled iceberg, baby. Stay tuned.
Millicent stands on the Blue and Gold Award stage.
Next up is the SAG-AFTRA Harold Russell Award. Named after the double amputee who won 2 Academy Awards for his role in the 1946 classic, The Best Years of Our Lives. To present this award, a woman known for her turn in The Walking Dead and can now be seen in the big Marvel superhero film Eternals. Please welcome Lauren Ridloff.
A slim black woman with pink lipstick signs in ASL, American Sign Language.
Troy Kutzer is an incredible and much beloved and respected actor who got wide public recognition for playing Frank Rossi, a deaf dad of a hearing daughter in the breakout movie Coda. He has more than paid his dues, with many smaller roles on TV and film and rave theater performances like Deaf Stanley Kowalski and A Streetcar Named Desire. He's one of the best kept secrets in Hollywood, patiently waiting for years for his moment in the sun. In Coda, Good Morning America praised him as hilarious and heartbreaking. Variety called him an extraordinary actor as Frank, a pothead and an ebullient curmudgeon. His next starring role is in Flash Before Bang, the story of an all-deaf high school track team. Troy Kutzer has arrived big time. Let's watch Troy at work.
Troy, a lanky middle-aged white man, appears in different clips. In one, he wears a flat cap outside. He smiles as he signs to a blonde woman.
No matter what they say, I know you're not stupid. You'll learn.
She signs.
You need to accept that I'm bossy.
He grins and shakes his head.
I don't think I have to accept.
She signs. That wasn't a question. In another clip, he wears a somber expression and signs to the blonde woman with sharp movements.
For who?
She stares back at him. He continues.
Why shouldn't they struggle to communicate with me for 1 minute? When I struggle my whole life to communicate with hearing people.
In a new clip, Troy wears a full, grizzled beard and sits on a couch with his wife. He signs to his daughter.
College? In Boston? That city is full of assholes.
So was everywhere.
Mom signs. You can't go now. We just started the business. With you. Their daughter signs. That's all you care about? Losing your free interpreter? Troy.
You're an important part of this.
Mom, it's terrible timing.
There will never be a good time. I can't stay with you for the rest of my life.
Nobody expects that from you.
Then outside, his daughter sings to him.
With my arms open wide,
He signs. Louder. More.
I threw away my pride. I'll sacrifice for you.
He rests his hand at her throat.
Dedicate my life to you.
He presses his hand flat on her chest.
I will go
She holds his wrist
where you lead.
and looks into his eyes.
Always there in time.
Lauren Ridloff signs.
It is my honor and good fortune to present the SAG-AFTRA Harold Russell Award to my friend and colleague, Troy Kutzer.
Lauren flutters her hands, applauding in ASL. In a video, Troy beams. He signs.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Media Access, for presenting me this award in recognition of my work. This award is from SAG-AFTRA Harold Russell Award. I feel so honored to accept this, and it means so much to me to accept this award.
He holds up the hefty glass award statue in the shape of a triangle.
It's quite a blessing. I feel handless. I was shocked to receive this. This is important for people that happen to be disabled, deaf, hard of hearing, to work collaboratively on a set. And this will change perspectives so that people understand that people are just people. And they all bring diversity and the beauty of sharing their talent from this diverse pool. This is a great example. In this recognition, I want to thank the committee and the board for recognizing my work in this manner. Thank you so much.
Millicent stands on the award set.
Bravo, Troy. Our next award is the Producers Guild of America George Sanga Award. Here to present it is the young star of the films Room and Wonder, and more recently, the Pixar movie Luca. Please welcome Jacob Tremblay.
A white teenage boy with brown hair.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I had a great time being the voice of Luca in the hit Pixar movie Luca. In the film, I'm a sea monster who yearns to live life as a human boy in the small Italian village just across the shoreline. One of my favorite characters that I meet along the way is Massimo Marcavallo, a giant of a man who only happens to have one arm. The movie never makes it a plot point or the reason he's in the movie. He rather just appears to have been born with one arm. As with most people living with disabilities, his difference is just a small part of who he is. Let's check out Luca.
On a fishing boat, Luca and Alberto appear as young boys but are sea monsters in disguise. They help Massimo, a large fisherman with one arm. Massimo catches Alberto staring.
The sea monster ate it.
Huh? What?
No. This is how I came into the world.
Massimo finds a piece of wood caught in a net. He holds it in his teeth, cuts it free with a large knife, and spits it out.
Mannaggia, not a great catch today.
It might be because we're over a haunted fish graveyard.
We know it's not haunted. The fish think it's haunted. This time of day, most fish will be right about there.
A girl on a bike.
My name is Julia Marcavallo. We underdogs have to look out for each other.
What's under the dogs?
Julia brings them home to Massimo.
This is my dad.
What do you think he kills with those?
Anything that swims.
Luca spits water on Alberto, revealing him to be a sea monster. They fall out of view, then sit up with sheepish grins.
Your life is so much cooler than mine.
Julia.
There's a million things you think you can't do. All you need is a chance to try.
Sea monster Alberto shakes off water, turning into a boy. Massimo's cat.
Something's fishy with you two.
The cat narrows its eyes.
This is too dangerous.
Boy bullies in a motorboat splash Alberto, turning him into a sea monster. The boys ride a bike off a ramp and into the air. A title, Luca. Massimo shouts at the speeding motorboat.
What's wrong with you, stupido?
You do it now. Just say the thing.
What's wrong with you, stupido?
Two passing ladies turn and smack them. Now, Jacob.
I am proud to present this year's George Sanga Producers Guild of America Award to Andrea Warren, who made sure this film presents disabilities in a truly authentic light. Thanks, Andrea.
In a video, a white woman with glasses and long hair waves.
Hello, everyone. This is such a remarkable award show, and I feel very grateful and honored to be here and to be a part of it. I share this award with Enrico Casarosa, who is the director of Luca. And I want to start by thanking Jim Lebrecht. You probably know Jim as an activist and as the co-director of the amazing film Crip Camp. Early on in production, Enrico and I had the chance to meet with Jim and really enjoyed our conversation with him. It was very wide-ranging. We talked all about Jim's life, and it was wonderful to hear Jim's perspective. We talked a lot about storytelling, and in particular, the character of Massimo. Enrico and I left that meeting feeling really inspired and really hopeful and determined to capture Massimo's warmth and strength, and that his difference would just be a part of who he is and his character. At Pixar, of course, we make films for all audiences, but we understand that we have a unique opportunity to reach the younger generation. And it's so important for kids to see that there's no one kind of person, no one kind of kid. As we've heard back from audiences, it's been really meaningful to hear, in particular, about the character of Massimo, and that there were moments for people who had a sense of recognition and a sense of connection. And I think as a filmmaker, there's really no more rewarding thing that you can ask for. So again, I just want to thank the Media Access Awards, the PGA. I want to thank our wonderful writers, our thoughtful animators, and the powerful voice of Massimo Marco Bardiacelli. It was such a joy to make this film, and I was just happy to get to make it. But being here, being a part of this is just so grateful for this recognition. So thank you so much.
Jimmy Kimmel.
You are watching the 2021 Media Access Awards, but you should already know that. So put down your phone and watch.
Millicent.
The Media Access Awards is very proud to introduce the inaugural IMDbPro Media Access Excellence in Directing Award. This award goes to a director who not only has demonstrated extraordinary talent in directing, but also has advanced the portrayal of disabilities in media. IMDbPro congratulates this year's award winner. It is my honor to present this award to my friend and film dad, John Krasinski.
A scene from A Quiet Place. A police car pulls up to a crowd. An officer emerges. John gets out of his car and approaches the officer.
Ronnie, what do we got? We got units headed out there now. EMS and fire. Whereabouts? I think up by Walker's Farm.
An explosion tosses the police car. Let's go.
Quiet Place Part 2 picks up right where Quiet Place Part 1 left off. The idea of these kids and this family dealing with their safety net being taken from them.
Evelyn is now a single parent, newborn baby, the barn's burnt down, the house is destroyed, and she's out there on her own and she has to protect these children.
They are forced to go out into the world and see how other people lived, so they literally leave the path of safety and go into the unknown.
Barefooted Emily Blunt steps gingerly on dried leaves. She looks over, panicked. Run. She and her kids take off running.
It's harrowing, it's terrifying, but at the core of it, it's a very human story.
They're not very welcome guests, so this whole set is killing and running our family to get to that vat that's in the floor as fast as he can without dying. No, if you want to, because it looks great on camera, but if you're not ready to, no worries. I just want to ask before you do it. You want to do it? You still have the pads on?
Yeah, I do.
She's going in.
The camera crew follows Millicent as she runs through a desolate warehouse.
Awesome! Great job!
IMDbPro Media Access Awards, Excellence in Directing Award.
Thank you, Millie. Just when I thought I couldn't be any more impressed with you, you go and add award show host to your now seemingly never-ending list of talents. So congratulations, you're doing great, and you look beautiful. So there. And to IMDbPro and the Media Access Awards, thank you so much for this incredibly kind, incredibly distinguished honor. It means so very much to me, and means even more that it's coming from Millie, so thank you for this opportunity. Directing this movie, being a part of the Quiet Place world, was without a doubt the highlight of my career. It was the most special experience, the most personal experience, and the most emotional experience. And so much of that had to do with the fact that we had Millie in our movie. Casting a deaf actress in this role was non-negotiable to me. It was something that I thought very clearly we would get the most organic performance, being someone who was actually living through those circumstances. But also, I needed a guide. I needed someone to walk through this experience, walk through this set, walk through this world with me to make sure that everything we were doing was accurate and felt believable to her set of circumstances and to the world that she was living in. And so not only did Millie very clearly deliver, in my opinion, one of the best performances, not only of the year, but in a long time,
But she was also such an incredible partner for me and for this movie, because she brought so much of herself, so much of her experience, and so much of her keen eye of how we can make it better. So I thank you for that every single day, Millie. And as I've told you many, many times, the fact that you have brought such attention to not only the deaf community and people with disabilities, but to be really honest, as I've told you many times, you are not the greatest deaf actress I've ever worked with. You are very clearly one of the greatest actresses, period, that I have worked with and that I've seen on film. You are wildly talented, and you are a perfect representation of why inclusion is so important, because the best performance, the best piece of art is always about getting the right person, and you very clearly are the right person for anything you want to do. So thank you so much for this honor. Thank you so much for having me be a part of this night. I adore you, Millie, and this really means a whole lot to me, so thank you.
Millicent signs.
The Norman Lear Jerry Jewell Lifetime Achievement Award is named in honor of two pioneers in the inclusion of disability on American television. Here to present this year's recipient is an actor known for starring in her own co-created show, This Close, on Sundance Now, and more recently as the first deaf doctor on Grey's Anatomy. Please welcome Shoshana Stern.
Shoshana, a white woman with big brown eyes and long dark hair, signs in ASL.
Marlee Matlin stepped into the pages of history from the moment she stepped on stage to receive the Academy Award for Best Actress for her debut performance in Children of a Lesser God. She used that moment to become a singular leader and guiding spirit for deaf and disabled people everywhere. Consistently being at the forefront of our constant fight to be seen and heard and participate fully in American life. For 35 years, Marlee has starred in dozens of first-rate movies and TV shows, including the overwhelming success that is this year's CODA. In the early stages of CODA, the other deaf characters in the family were originally envisioned as played by hearing actors until Marlee said, "Do that, and I'm out." CODA is just the latest in a long list of her accomplishments. Among them, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a shelf full of other awards and nominations, including an Emmy and an honorary PhD from Gallaudet University. She's also testified before Congress and served on the boards of both Gallaudet and Easter Seals, among others. For me, personally, Marlee has also shaped my life. When I was in the early stages of creating This Close, she texted, without asking for any materials. She said, "When can I be on your show?" When she came on, even though it was hard for us to stop laughing and actually, act, what I remember most is how she kept calling herself lucky, lucky. And as I told her that day, and I will say again, now, not just for me, but for all of us, Marlee, it is us that are lucky. Let's watch a short sample of all the good work Marlee has shaped and shared with us.
A clip from the Oscars.
And the winner is Marlee Matlin.
The other nominees applaud. Young Marlee, wearing a lacy lavender dress and a spray of flowers in her hair, signs on the podium.
And I just want to thank all of you.
She grips her Oscar.
I love you.
In clips, she points, sticks out her tongue, and gives a sultry look. She points at William Hurt, who holds up his hands. In a scene, she signs to him, pinching her fingers and drawing them away from each other. She points, signing faster as he interprets.
I don't sign faster. The hour will be over before I finish my opening speech.
She signs, dances, and looks at her reflection in a mirror. She lies in bed with her back to him. She poses in photos with Ray Charles, Billy Joel, and Oscar the Grouch, on Dancing with the Stars with her partner, and with Michael Douglas at the Oscars. In another clip, she signs to Blair Underwood. When I lost my hearing, some people saw me as hobbled, even crippled. It was infuriating to me. I was the same person inside.
He responds, he's not the same.
She signs, legends do not go gentle, into that good night. She poses holding a Media Access Award, and then with castmates, then cocks a gun. In a clip from Coda, she eats at a table with her daughter. Her daughter signs, I joined the choir. Marley cocks her head and signs, why? Her daughter, I like to sing. Marley rolls her eyes and shakes her head, grinning. Her daughter, what? Marley shrugs and flicks her hand. You're a teenager. She squeezes her daughter's hand and continues. If I was blind, would you want to paint? She poses with her Coda castmates, with Henry Winkler on the Walk of Fame, on the cover of her book, I'll Scream Later, and at the Tony Awards in front of a wall of red roses. Back to Shoshana.
It is my unique privilege to present the Media Access Award's highest honor, the Norman Lear Jerry Jewell Lifetime Achievement Award. To the first person I saw someone in, my dear friend, the beautiful, the funny, kick-ass legend that is Marlee Matlin.
In a video, Marley, a petite blonde white woman, sits with a Lifetime Achievement Award beside her. She signs.
Thank you, Shoshana, for that lovely introduction. It's truly an honor for me to receive the Norman Lear Jerry Jewell Lifetime Achievement Award. The fact that I'm being honored with an award named after two television pioneers in advocating and encouraging the accurate portrayal of people with disabilities is so humbling. Thank you again to everyone involved with Media Access. You know, when I first set foot upon my first film set when I was 19 years old, I had no idea what work I had ahead for me when it came to advocating on behalf of millions of people who were deaf or disabled. I was just Marlee Matlin, doing what I loved, which was acting. But when I came to understand that words like equality and access were so far outside the mainstream of both society and Hollywood for people like myself, I just had to make noise. Remember, in 1987, when I accepted my Academy Award as the first deaf person ever to do so, there was no Americans with Disabilities Act, or even the Caption Decoder Act. But I soon wised up and began to speak up whenever I saw injustice. That's because it was what my parents taught me and what friends and mentors like Henry Winkler and Whoopi Goldberg taught me. To follow my heart, follow my dreams, and never let anyone define me or stand in the way simply because I was deaf. And most importantly of all, to make noise, to tell anyone I met that everyone, despite their ability, deserves to be treated equally and with love and respect. I am really proud to be accepting this award named after two of Hollywood's loudest people, Norman Lear and Jerry.
She holds up the award.
And I don't necessarily mean loud as in heavy metal loud, but loud in their art, loud in their writing and storytelling, loud in their desire to break down stereotypes, removing barriers by enlightening and changing minds. This is how change happens, and I'm most happy to join in their efforts to ensure equality and access. I realize that you may have heard me say this before, but it bears repeating. Even though some in Hollywood thought I was DOA, deaf on arrival, when embarking on my career 35 years ago. That just because I'm deaf, I live in a world of silence. Silence is the last thing the world will ever hear from me. And this honor just reaffirms that and pushes me to be even louder. Thank you.
A white man with gray hair and a gray goatee.
Hi, Media Access. I'm Pete Fairley, and I'm very grateful for what you do. Art without disability inclusion is just bad art. I implore anybody watching this to remember that 25% of the world has a disability. So when you make your TV shows and your movies, remember to hire the disabled. It'll make your shows better and truer.
Millicent.
The Media Access Visionary Award goes to extraordinary individuals in film and TV who are a step or two ahead in presenting disability in a powerful new light. Past recipients including George R.R. Martin, creator of Game of Thrones, and Simon Cowell of America's Got Talent. To present this year's recipient, a writer, activist, and author of the memoir, The Pretty One, on life, pop culture, disability, and other reasons to fall in love with me. Please welcome Kia Brown.
A young black woman with her hair in twists.
Selma Blair is one of the most recognizable actresses in Hollywood right now because of films like Cruel Intentions, Hellboy, and Legally Blonde. In fact, she is so talented and so versatile that she has not stopped working since. She's even graced the covers of Vogue and Rolling Stone. In October 2018, she told the world that she had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. She bravely turned the cameras in on her own life, documenting her journey with MS. This created Introducing Selma Blair, beautifully directed by Rachel Fleet, and counts Troy Nankin, her longtime manager, among its producers. The film is now streaming on Discovery+. This is a beautiful, unflinching, raw, and hilarious film that details the complexities of disability and the complexities of MS. It also gives disabled people the chance to feel seen, heard, and understood. The chance to make us feel like our stories matter too, and that we belong as much as Selma Blair does. Selma and I first met when I wrote for her the Town and Country magazine cover, where we talked about beauty, fashion, film, and TV. But most importantly, what we talked about was our bodies and the need for rest and the need to listen to our bodies and celebrate the good days and the bad days and those in-between days that are a little weird. All of these things that Introducing Selma Blair talks about. So let's take a quick look at it.
In a clip, Selma, a thin white woman, makes her way slowly downstairs.
I always thought I was on a reality show, like I was in a documentary, but only God would see it and disapprove.
Now in bed on a phone.
I'm so sorry, I can't talk right now. We're shooting the final days of my life.
There are certain people whose every minute of their life is photographed. Selma isn't that famous, but she's famous enough just to get the wrong kind of attention at the wrong time. You know, someone sees her walking with a limp. Are they going to think she's drunk? Are they going to think she's having problems?
That was the onset of MS, which is just a symptom of a really unhealthy immune system. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Writhing uncontrollably in bed.
Things were going backwards. The meds were just making me feel worse. I'm sick today. The options ran out. A stem cell transplant is the thing that's gonna help me if anything will.
Selma's got grit like nobody.
Arthur, wanna play a quick game of dodgeball?
She wants to be able to be with her son.
That was really hard.
But there's so many dangers.
You know how you called me maudlin before? You ain't seen nothing yet. This is my first round of chemo and it's fun. And I'm watching, I go like that, and like my hair comes out, and I'm like, I would like it to be as dramatic as I am. I was told to make plans for dying, not because I have MS, because I'm fighting MS.
I love you, Mama.
With head shaved, she faces the camera.
I had a complication. Suddenly, I was like that most horrible pain in my heart. And I couldn't say, I can't breathe because I couldn't breathe.
In a hospital hallway.
So empty here. I feel like in a Tom Hanks movie where he's stranded on an island.
She eats watermelon.
And I'm eating Wilson.
She rushes downstairs and embraces her young son.
I've been given a second chance at life.
She does indoor skydiving.
I promised myself I wouldn't judge the process. And I'm judging the process. Everything beautiful that I've known, that I've encouraged other people.
She plunges into a pool.
Will it be true for me, too?
The title appears. Introducing Selma Blair. Now, Kia.
It is my absolute honor to present Selma Blair with this year's Media Access Visionary Award. She is a beautiful actress, an even better person, and a complete honor to know. So thank you, Selma Blair, and to you, this year's Media Access Visionary Award.
Selma wears her bleach blonde hair in a pixie cut.
Thank you so much, Kia. Thank you so much, Media Access Awards. This award, more than any of the few I've received in my life, means the most to me, because in this time, from diagnosis till now, and my life before, feeling very much a part of the chronic illness community, in this time I've really been transformed by feeling and seeing the world with a completely different perspective, because once you are lifted up and held and advised and listened to by other people in the disabled community, I've realized the stories are so rich and so moving and so funny. And if in telling my story, Rachel Fleet and the producers and everyone involved in this film and this time, all those people, if we've helped anyone that wouldn't think or have energy reserves or know how to step into showing the world and telling the stories of who you are and where you've been or they've been, then that's everything. Because storytelling is sacred to me and moves us. And thank you so much for everyone that makes the lives of people with disabilities mean as much to the world as I know it means to us. Thank you. Visibility matters. Representation matters. And thank you for welcoming me and my story and being just one more that adds to vulnerable news stories coming out. Thank you.
Please welcome the co-CEOs of the Media Access Awards, Deborah Calla and Alan Rucker.
First of all, we want to thank all of you for tuning in to the 2021 Media Access Awards. My partner in crime, Deborah Calla, and I just want to pause the proceedings for a minute so that we can thank all the wonderful people who helped make this show possible. Deborah?
Hello, Alan. Thanks.
On the award set.
First, let me acknowledge the amazing commitment of our partner, Easter Seals of Southern California. They are a powerful voice in the fight for the inclusion of people with disabilities in all aspects of American life, including film and television. Also, our support group since 2010 has included these major Hollywood unions and guilds.
Logos appear.
SAG-AFTRA, the Casting Society of America, the Producers Guild of America, and the Writers Guild of America West. And finally, we want to thank our sponsors who year after year have answered the call to support our campaign. They are truly our lifeblood. This year, our sponsors include IMDbPro, producer Kevin Bright, Viacom CBS, Comcast NBC Universal, Disney General Entertainment Content, Sony Pictures, Bunning Murray Productions, Legendary Entertainment, Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, and Woman of Her Word. Thank you all. Our partner, Easter Seals Southern California, has made it a priority to change the picture of disability in Hollywood. Their annual Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge, now in its 7th year, it's proof of that. Here's a brief video about their work.
Snapshot of success. Nick DeVicki.
I launched the Disability Film Challenge over the course of a weekend. Participants write, shoot, edit, and submit 3 to 5 minute films that have somebody with a disability in front of or behind the camera. Partnering with Easter Seals Southern California really took it to the next level, because to date we've had hundreds of films, countless success stories, and ultimately we're changing the way people see disability in Hollywood.
Emily Hopper-Moxie.
I am very grateful for the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge, for giving people like me a chance to star in their own films and be recognized in them.
I wrote, produced, and created my own film, and it led to this amazing opportunity.
I want to play, but I can't play for someone else to that.
It doesn't matter whether you win or not, but if you do win, it's a game changer for your career. I've made huge connections at HBO. I've gotten to have interviews with Academy Award-winning editors.
Leah J. Zelaya makes her debut in the upcoming film starring Jennifer Lopez, Maluma, and Owen Wilson.
It was actually unexpected. It was through the Easter Seals Disability Film Challenge.
I'm asked to present an award at the Disability Film Challenge. I was so excited because I truly believe there's so much talent out there in the disabled community that is just not acknowledged the way that it should. Not naming names, but actually I'm gonna name names because I saw a short film starring Nicole Evans, and I knew that I wanted her to be in season 2 of Special, and she is, and she's incredible.
And the industry is waking up to the value of authentically portraying characters with disabilities, and including more people with disabilities in roles, and specifically in roles that don't have to do with their disabilities.
Text to Peers, changing the way the world defines and views disability. Wilmer Valderrama.
The disabled make up the largest community in the world, but are seldomly seen on film and TV. Diversity is what makes our world interesting. Time to have the media more reflective of that. So join me in supporting greater accessibility and inclusion for the disabled community. And as a minority myself, I understand the power of the images that describe who we are to the world, and most importantly, who reflects and who we could be. So let's inspire each other. Let's make sure we have the same opportunity to tell our stories and to be represented on any screen.
Millicent.
Every year at the Media Access Awards, SAG-AFTRA honors some individual or organization who advance the public awareness of the vast, unexploited potential of disabled Americans. The award, called the SAG-AFTRA Disability Awareness Award. Here to present this year's recipient, please say hello to 2 young actors just brimming with potential. From American Horror Story, Jamie Brewer. And from Peanut Butter Falcon, Zach Gottsaden.
Hi, it's Jamie Brewer.
Zach Gottsaden.
And we are here in the beautiful Waynesville, North Carolina, shooting our very first music video. Zena Mountain Farms hosts camps to help individuals with disabilities learn to create films. They are the winner of this year's SAG-AFTRA Disability Awareness Award. Congratulations.
Yeah, and that's why I love Zeno Mountain Farm.
Let's check out the work of Zeno Mountain Farm.
Behind the scenes footage.
Zeno is an organization that brings people with and without disabilities together to make a real movie every year.
Take 2.
If you want to play the bad guy, you don't get to kiss the girls.
Oh, but the bad guy always kisses a lot of girls.
No, the bad guy doesn't. The good guy kisses the girls. Would you be willing to play the good guy so that you get to kiss
Oh, forget it.
Peter Halby.
We've been making movies for 12 years, but we've never done a feature length. We've never done it with this big of a crew.
This film is really ambitious for us.
Will Halby.
We're bringing a crew in from all over the country.
The crew sets up equipment. A young white actor with Down syndrome.
I think it really gives them the opportunity to show that we exist as people.
A clip from Best Summer Ever.
And how we made
A young black man and a young white woman using a power chair kiss in the early morning. Actor Christine Bruno.
People with disabilities, people without disabilities, all working together to create something that they care about. We're not only saying disabled people should be included in casting, we're saying that disabled people should be included in all areas of production.
Shooting another scene at a football game, the young man and woman hold hands as they sing.
My bucket list, scattered dreams, wash me down the stream. I've traveled far enough to see this is
A diverse cast of disabled and non-disabled actors sings and dances.
homecoming, finally I see.
Say like 10% of all crews were people with disabilities, I know that the film industry would be better.
More cast members sing and dance on the street at night. Text appears. In 2021, Best Summer Ever made history when it premiered at South by Southwest as the first ever feature film made by majority disabled crew and cast. Jamie and Zach.
We decided to give the award to the Zeno Mountain Farm.
He smiles broadly.
Thanks, everybody.
They turn to each other and high-five. Hannah Gallivan, a young white woman, and Peter Helby, a tall white man.
This is great. Thank you, Media Access Award. Thank you, SAG-AFTRA. We are so honored to get this. It means the world to us, to all of us. And here at Zeno, we believe that true inclusion enhances everything we do. And certainly in movie making, disability is this untapped resource full of creativity, innovation, and can-do spirit, and joy. We think our movie shows that, and we're so glad to be recognized.
Yeah, as a person with a disability, I have grown up with cerebral palsy, and as a person with a disability, you have to overcome a lot of things. A lot of people have prejudice or assumptions about what you can and can't do, and one of my dreams is to help more disabled people get on Broadway, because besides Ali Stoker, there's really not a lot of other trailblazers like that in the theater industry, and I think it's so needed right now. So that's one of my dreams, and Zeno has definitely played a part in helping it come true, and I hope to do so much more in the future, and thank you so much.
Let's do it.
They high-five.
Yeah, Hannah.
Actor and producer Meredith Scott Lynn.
Do you know that 25% of our population has a disability of some kind? That means that we need more than just adequate access and representation, not just on screen, but on set. So let's all commit to doing our part. More access, more representation.
She spreads her arms. Millicent.
Here to present this year's Casting Society of America Award, please welcome the much acclaimed director of CODA, Sean Hayter.
A white woman with wavy blonde hair.
Casting is everything. And this is especially true on a movie like CODA. This was never going to be a project that relied on names. This was going to be about discovery. And I needed partners who were going to fight for my vision, go to battle when needed, and push to find exactly the right actors for these roles. Great casting directors are thorough and relentless. They don't settle, and they know undiscovered talent when they see it. And it is this kind of perseverance and persistence that leads to finding gems like Troy Kotzer and Daniel Durant and Amelia Jones. I was so lucky to have Deborah Aquila, Trisha Wood, and Lisa Zygoria on CODA. They have vision and talent, and they pushed so hard to find exactly the right cast for this film. And these three women don't have to work so hard. Deb is a legend in the casting world. She is known for casting classic films like The Shawshank Redemption, and Lisa and Trisha joined her on projects like Blair Witch and La La Land. And I remember when we had seen well over 100 girls for Ruby, and we'd had them all sign and sing. And Deb turned to me and she said, you know, you're looking for a unicorn. And I think I wondered aloud if we should just settle. That maybe I was never going to find everything that I needed in one actor. And we should just say okay to someone we'd seen. And Deb turned to me and she said, no, we're just going to keep looking until we find her. I am so proud that we did. I think the performances in Coda are beautiful. And I feel like Deb and Trisha and Lisa fought with me to have 3 deaf actors in leading roles, which has pushed forward conversations about inclusion and authenticity in Hollywood. So these 3 women have created magic on Coda, as they have done again and again in their careers. So let's have a look at some of their work.
In a clip from Coda, 2 parents sit with their 2 young adult children. The mom looks over her son's shoulder at his phone. She signs. You don't want her. Swipe left. None of them smile.
So, she's hot.
Mom, when I was modeling...
Oh, here we go.
Yes, your mother was the best. First year I met her, she won the Yankee Miss Pageant.
She won the Yankee Miss Pageant.
Beat all those hearing girls.
The kids exchange a knowing look.
She was hotter than all of them.
He smacks his wife on the butt. She grins, then points at the son's phone. What about her? So-so. The daughter pounds on the table and signs. I thought we said no Tinder at the table. Her brother waves her off. She continues. How is music rude but Tinder's okay? Mom, because Tinder is something we can all do as a family. Dad nods in agreement. In another clip, the mom faces her husband and kids. What? Dad shakes his head and replies.
It just came out. I was in the moment.
How would that even work?
Son, we get customers to sign up. They buy fish right off the boat.
Dad looks at her. Do you know how much work that is? There are so many steps.
Son, I've looked into it.
Mom holds up both her hands to say stop. The son rolls his eyes. There's no money for it.
Dad, you do our books. You could work with the other wives.
Those hearing bitches have nothing to do with me.
Maybe we can call them hearing bitches?
Mom points at Dad. And you hate people.
Son, we could finally be part of this community.
We have our community. Daughter, who? Your deaf friends? You see them once a month.
Son, what's the problem? It's a great idea.
Mom turns up her hands and puffs out her cheeks. We can't talk to those people. Dad raises his hand. He points to his mouth and opens and closes it rapidly, then points to his daughter. The son throws up his hands and stomps upstairs. Sean Hayter.
I am so proud and honored to present the Casting Society of America Award to Deborah Aquila, Trisha Wood, and Lisa Zygoria.
Deborah, Trisha, and Lisa each appear in their own video. First, Lisa.
We'd like to thank the Media Access Awards and the Casting Society of America for this amazing honor. Being involved in a film like Coda at a time when there is such a call for disability representation, diversity, and inclusion in the arts is truly special. We are thrilled to have been a small part in moving the needle toward that mission.
Deborah.
And we'd like to thank our incredible producers, Patrick Waxberger, Philippe Rousselet, and Fabrice Gianfermi, who really understood the idea that to tell the story, Ruby's story of being a coda, a child of deaf adults, there was no other way than to authentically cast deaf actors as her family. And of course, our fearless leader, Sean Hayter, for her beautiful script, brilliant direction, and her trust. And finally, to the incredible Morley Matlin, Troy Kutzer, and Daniel Durant.
Lisa.
Amelia Jones and Eugenia Derbez, thank you for making our job look easy.
Trisha signs as she speaks.
Thank you so much for this award. I tell everyone working on Coda was a dream job from start to finish. A universal family story for all ages, told by a group of extraordinary actors. I've seen the film several times, and I am always moved by these incredible performances.
She fingerspells.
Troy, Marley, Amelia, Daniel, Eugenio, bravo. And to Sean, our fearless captain, thank you again and again. Thank you.
Deborah, Trisha, and Lisa with their awards. Now Russell Crowe and SAG-AFTRA.
Hey, Media Access, how you doing? I'm here with this handsome man.
Sending you lots of love.
We need more representation across all forms of film, all forms of television, all forms of entertainment, of people
like you.
Back on the award set with Millicent.
At first blush, it seems that disability and dance are a contradiction, but dance is movement, creative movement, and disabled dancers, like those you are about to see, strive to mesh their disability and dancing into a whole new and revealing aesthetic. They are not trying to imitate non-disabled dancers and routines. They are creating a whole new form of dance that includes their disability, not ignores it. The wheelchair is an extension of their body, not a hindrance. Kinetic Light was formed in 2016 by disabled dancers and for disabled dancers, with choreographer Alice Shepard at its helm. As you will see, they are expressive and skilled in ways dance has never been seen before. Let's watch.
A sculpture on a darkened stage, 2 interlocked manual wheelchairs. Text, Descent by Kinetic Light. A purple dark night, Andromeda atop a gray peak, stars multiplying cover her world. Her legs still as she rolls her torso and head in urgent circles.
Stars.
She tumbles down. Now a spotlight beams under the platform where Venus rests in her shimmering water underwear. She lifts herself up onto the broad base by her hands, arching back. Waves, green, teal, roiling. Venus tears up the slope. Andromeda flails on the ground in desperation. Light falls on the ramp as Venus climbs. She covers her eyes, hiding from what the light reveals of her past and future. She sails down the ramp as Andromeda rocks and rocks to rise up, to balance on wheels and hands. Venus flies into Andromeda, pushing her onto her back, rising into the air. Venus tips back to the ground, pulling Andromeda back up. Andromeda kicks her away, and Venus begins to chase her. Venus flips Andromeda up onto the now dark platform as a pool of light returns. She spins to leave, but Andromeda grasps her wrist, holds tight, pulls Venus to her, entangles her in a wild embrace. Venus tenses, slowly slipping to the ground. Andromeda releases her grip, strokes Venus's heart, sweeps her hand through the water, releases herself into the water. She collides with Venus, then claws on her hands, dragging Venus's limp body behind her. Exhausted, Andromeda falls forward onto her shoulder, pulling Venus upright. As she tumbles, Venus makes her escape up to the rocky peak and along the ramp. Andromeda rushes as the stars return, lighting the sky higher. Venus takes up her position on the platform as Andromeda fights her way up the ramp. But Venus has slipped past her and down the ramp, throws her body onto the tip of the rocky peak into a blazing light.
Let go.
Andromeda flies down the ramp and launches onto Venus's back. Lights explode white, then total blackness.
Millicent.
Every year at the Media Access Awards, the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation presents a cash scholarship to a deserving film or TV actor with a disability. Here to present this year's recipient, please welcome an actor you know from his recurring roles on ABC's Private Practice and the Netflix series Away. Michael Patrick Thornton.
A white man with short hair.
Hello. I'm here to present the 2021 Christopher Reeve Acting Scholarship, awarded each year to a deserving actor on TV and film with a disability. Now, Christopher Reeve is only 42 years old when he broke his neck in a horrendous horse riding accident, leaving him completely paralyzed from the neck down. This year's recipient of the acting scholarship that Christopher himself established after his injury also met a similar fate at midlife. An Olympic-level high jumper rated 10th in the world, Jamie Nieto did a backflip after a practice session and broke his back. In an amazing feat of will and grit, Jamie bounced back to get married, walk down the aisle at his wedding, and pursue a whole new career, acting.
Jamie's story.
I went to 2 Olympic Games, 2004 Athens, Greece, and 2012 London, England. The energy in the stadium was electrifying. I mean, to hear my friends and family cheering for me and the crowd just yelling, pushing me to a new level, my heart just was so filled with joy. I was so excited. I retired in 2013 and I started coaching to basically support myself while I was pursuing my dreams of acting, writing, and producing. And in 2016, while coaching post-collegiate athletes, I had been doing backflips my whole career. I was telling a friend that, I still could do it. And so I did a backflip, and that was fine, but then I tried one more, and that didn't quite work out. My foot slipped, and I basically went from my feet to my head. And at that point in time, I was paralyzed from the chest down. And in my mind, all I could think about was, what was my life going to be like?
In a photo, he wears a neck brace in a hospital bed.
I heard a voice in my head that said, don't worry, everything is going to be okay. And I felt like that was the voice of God. And when I got to the hospital, the doctors told us that he probably will get 30% functionality back. And the odds and the statistics were great. But to become an Olympian, less than 1% of Americans become Olympians. And even less than 1% of Olympians do a personal best at the Olympic Games. I've done both. What makes me think I can't do this? When I was talking to my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, about getting married, and I told her that I wanted to walk her down the aisle, we were trying to assess about how many steps it would take to get down the aisle, and we kind of came to a number about 150 steps. And so at the time I was barely taking 3 steps. And so I started looking at it like it was the Olympic Games. And those 3 steps eventually turned into 6 steps, and those 6 steps turned into 12 steps, and so on and so forth. And maybe a month before our wedding, I ended up taking 150 steps. After the wedding, I still wanted to pursue my dreams of acting, writing, producing. And then in 2019, I finally booked a role on an amazing show called Away. And I got to work with a great actor, Josh Charles.
In a clip, the 2 men use wheelchairs.
Let me guess, you're a country western guy.
Did the gigantic belt buckle give it away? Travis Barker, maybe you heard of me. Best bronc rider in West Texas 2 years running. Then one day a horse named Melly tossed me on my head, smashed me up against the back of the chute.
So maybe not the best then, huh?
After I got injured, I realized that I didn't want to take life for granted anymore. I really felt like my acting, writing, and producing got a lot better. I was so happy with that. And then to also have a family and have a son who's 14 months now, that's been a blessing within itself. And for them to be able to experience these experiences that I'm having on set and working with these amazing actors is just, there's no words again for it. It's just been beautiful.
It is my deepest honor to present this year's Christopher Reeve Acting Scholarship to an actor on the move, Jamie Nieto.
Jamie sits with his beaming wife.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God, because without him, there'd be no moment like this, and there'd be no me. Second of all, I'd like to thank the Christopher Reeve Foundation and this beautiful scholarship. You're allowing people like myself to continue to follow their dreams and do the things that they love to do. And also, Christopher Reeve taught me a lot. He also taught me that you don't have to fly to be a Superman. Mm-hmm. I love it. So yes, and then also I'd love to thank KMR, my agency, and Gail and the whole team there. You guys have been amazing. And I'd like to thank the Media Access Awards. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, because without her, I don't know where I would be. And trying to go through this journey alone is tough, but having someone like her next to me is a very special thing. And so that's who I'd like to thank. You guys have been great. I want to also say, don't let nobody tell you can't do what you want to do. Follow your dreams. Your only limitations are what you believe them to be. So believe that you can be the best. And I want to challenge all you Hollywood writers out there to keep writing roles for these people with disability and myself. We want to see more of us with Oscars and Emmys. 1 in 4 Americans have disabilities. So let's represent that on screen. We really appreciate you. We love you, and we thank you.
Millicent smiles.
Well, that's our show. What an incredible lineup of talent. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and we'll see you next year. Good night.
Credits appear. Produced by Cala Productions. Host, Millicent Simmons. Executive producer Deborah Calla. Writer Alan Rucker. Producer Lauren Selman. Co-producer Cesario Tio. Post-producer Jenny Gold. Post-production services Gold Pictures. Music video director Martine Yurnazian. Announcer Dina Marone. Audio description sponsored by Woman of Her Word. Co-produced with Cliff on Sound. Narrated by Michelle Spitz. And written by Liz Gutman. Starring Deborah Aquila, Selma Blair, Jamie Brewer, Kia Brown, Russell Crowe, SAG-AFTRA, Peter Farrelly, Zach Gottsagen, Peter Halby, Sean Hayter, Jimmy Kimmel, John Krasinski, Troy Kotzer, Marley Matlin, Jamie Nieto, Ryan O'Connell, Jim Parsons, Lauren Ridloff, Meredith Scott Lynn, Shoshana Stern, Michael Patrick Thornton, Jacob Tremblay, Wilmer Valderrama, Andrea Warren, Trisha Wood, Lisa Zagoria.